Hey class, today what we're going to do is find a line if you're given 2 points. Alright, so let's say you're given 2 points, we want to create a linear model for that. So let's say we're given -3, 2, or 12, sorry, and then 4 and -2. So there's a 5-step process through this. First thing we want to do is find the slope. So remember you're doing y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So remember I labeled these points as, labeled this one as x1, y1, x2, y2. So I sub in y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So remember this is minus a negative, so that becomes a plus. So that's 4 plus 3 is 7. -2 minus 12 is -14. Divide those, you get your slope is -2. Alright, so now what we do is we're going to sub the slope into our equation y equals mx plus b. So now that, remember that this is the same as m. So I'm subbing m, my -2, m for my equation. So that's -2. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a point. So I can pick either one of these points. I chose to pick my first one. It doesn't matter which one you pick. And you're going to sub it in for x and y. So remember, this is x, this is y, this is x, this is y. So it should work out for our relationship. So I plug in y for 12, m for y. Sub in -3, m for x, because my x is -3. And then I multiply -2 times -3, that's +6. And then I'm just solving for b. So right here, step 4 is solve for b. So I subtract 6 from both sides, and I get my b is equal to 6. So my y-intercept is 6. My slope is -2. So now I have my equation that represents these 2 points. So I go y equals -2 times x plus 6. Okay. So now let's do 2 examples. All right. So if you want to try these on your own, you may want to pause the video right now and then see if you can do these 2 on your own, and then we'll go through it. I'll explain all the steps, and then you should be good to go for that. So if you want to pause the video now, go ahead and pause it, and then do these 2 problems. Okay. So in order to solve these, remember, find our slope first. So I'm going to find my slope. So m equals y2, which is 10, minus 2 divided by 6 minus a -2. So that simplifies to 8. Minus a negative is plus, so that's 8. So my slope is 1. I plug it into my y equals mx plus b. Don't know what b is, so I'm going to pick any point. I like 6 and 10, so I'm going to sub in 10 m for there, because that's my y right there. 1 times 6 plus b. Alright, 6 times 1 is 6, so what I'm going to do is subtract 6 from both sides. So get 4 equals b. So now I know my slope and I know my y-intercept, so now I can write my equation. So I know that my slope is 1 times x plus 4. And that's all you got to do to write the equation if you're given 2 points of a line. Alright, example 3, I've got 3, 5, 8, and 15. So I start with my slope. So I got -15 minus 5 over 8 minus 3. So that's -20 over 5, which ends up being -4. So I know that my slope is equal to -4. So now I sub it into my equation, plus b. I pick out a point. Let's do 3 and 5. I like positive numbers. If you haven't figured that out yet, but you can pick either point. -4 times 3 plus b. I know that that is simplified to -12 plus b, because that's -4 times 3 gives you -12. So I got 5 over there, so what I want to do is add 12 to both sides. So my b is equal to 17, so my equation will be -4x plus 17. And that's how you will find the equation of a line with 2 points.